This is Dianna Gregg. Thank you for visiting my channel, Higher Dimensional Soul. Regardless of whether you are just now embarking upon your awakening or you've been well on your way, this is the place where you will find the tools, the wisdom, support, guidance, and love that you will need on your journeys of awakening to your higher purpose. I want to extend a very warm welcome to those of you who are new to my channel and much gratitude for those of you returning here. Thank you so much for the love and support. You are appreciated more than you know. In this series, Awakening Your Divine Spiritual Gifts, I will be addressing important topics for you to consider and to ponder. Along the way, I will present ideas and concepts that may seem rather odd or strange to you, at least initially. If you do find this to be the case, just know that it is perfectly okay and perfectly normal, and this is because most of us have been steeped over the course of our entire lives in concepts that we as a society and we as a people have agreed upon to be our chosen version of reality. We've agreed upon certain concepts that we use to explain our world, our lives, and our experiences, and we have to have these agreements. They help us create common ground for us to relate to one another and to give meaning to our lives and to the world around us. Furthermore, being in agreement with these concepts gives us a way to unite and to come together. And this is so important. But how often do we ask ourselves whether the unspoken agreements we have made and continue to make actually benefit our growth and development? Have we made agreements and beliefs that actually stifle our growth and development? Have we been making beliefs and agreements that have not only stunted us, but have moved us backwards in our development? It's not as important to answer these questions as much as it is to ask them. And this is because the act of asking creates an openness in you. It causes you to expand your awareness, and it opens you up to new ideas and new possibilities. Answers, on the other hand, can create the illusion that you already know all there is to know. It can create a tendency in people to become complacent and can close you off to learning or experiencing more. So as you hear new or conflicting concepts, I invite you to just go with it, just a little bit. Go on, come and walk the wild side with me for just a little bit, and let's dive in. Today's topic of interest is divine synchronicity. I am referring to the repeating numbers many of you have been seeing, the repeating patterns and other odd synchronicities. Many of you have been seeing 1111, 111, 222, 333, and any combination of numbers. And very quickly, I want to give a shout out to Danielle in Atlanta, Georgia, for sharing her personal experiences with divine synchronicity with me. I hope I can provide you with deeper insights. If any of you wish to submit questions, comments, or share experiences with me, I will leave an email link below in the description area where you can do so, and I will apologize in advance if I'm unable to respond to you personally. Just know your input is very important, and also thank you in advance. Okay, so back to the repeating numbers and divine synchronicity. Now, this phenomenon actually segues into a much larger topic, one that will most definitely blow your mind in a good way. However, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves. I will definitely dedicate another video to that. So let's start with the numbers on the clock, because that's where most of you will begin to see the synchronicity. Don't worry if you haven't seen the numbers yet, since you're here right now discussing it and being open to it. If you want to be a part of it, you will be. And the best part is, it requires no training, just your awareness and your wonderment. No discipline, no religion, no particular views are needed. If you are open and receptive, that's all you need to give the universe a green light to connect with you. So here is a concept for your consideration that you may or may not have come across yet on your journey. It is an extremely important concept to grasp if you are interested in knowing more about your divine heritage and your divine birthright. Should you want to experience it more deeply, the choice is always yours. The universe is a divine, all-loving, and incredibly magical place if you allow it to be. And since we all have free will, granted by the divine universe, this means you are perfectly entitled to not be included in the magic if you do not wish to be. And we can invite others to participate, but we mustn't force others, and we mustn't get upset if our loved ones simply don't want to go there. each to their own path and their own path of awakening and to their own divine timing. So remember to allow others to express their free will. Extend the invitation if you wish, but without expectation, and lovingly and gently allow them the space to accept or decline. Free will always. I know it is terribly, terribly exciting when you discover that magical doorway into an all-loving, all-intelligent universe that has been there for you all along. When you discover that it was a part of you all along and that you are invited to access it however much or however little you choose to. When you discover that this is the very fiber of reality which all things exist within and from, when you discover that the universe is aware, all-knowing, and it's conscious, benevolent, and all-loving. This is what many people call God, Source, or the Creator, or the field. And it doesn't really matter what you call it. You can call it your magical playground if you wish. It doesn't matter what your religious views are, what your spiritual views are. It doesn't matter if you have no views, and it doesn't matter if you are an atheist. It doesn't matter. This intelligent, conscious energy, the source of which all things have derived from, has always existed and will continue to exist. And you are a part of it. In fact, you are one with it. Your consciousness is an extension of it. Everything in existence, including not just physical matter, we're talking consciousness, emotions, and thoughts, are all energy at their most fundamental form. And it all derives from one source. Your soul energies came from this one source. Everything came from this one source. You are not separate, although you are allowed to have an experience of being separate if you wish. You can be alone if you wish, and you can be an outsider if you wish. You can be the naysayer if you wish, and you are all equally precious. It is your right to decide the extent you wish its presence to be known or seen in your life, because it is all-knowing, all-loving, and it's all about your divine free will and free spirit, always. Take it or leave it, but it's always there if you need it. The question is, do you want to be conscious aware of it? Do you want to have a partnership with it? Knowing that any time you may choose to back away, and that is perfectly within your divine right. No judgment, no expectations, just a loving intelligence that makes up all the fibers of consciousness and all of existence. Now, some of you might be thinking, why do I need to know all of that? Just tell me how to be psychic. Tell me about these numbers. How do I awaken my intuitive gifts? And to that I say, honey, those are all just small-time party tricks if you do not grasp the bigger picture. If you want to go online and look up the meaning of 1111, 111, 222, etc., 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 you will find all kinds of information and explanations, and that could be all that you're looking for. I'm looking for those of you who want to go deeper. So hands up, who wants to go deeper? Who wants to know more? If you raised your hand, even telepathically, you better also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because my friends, we're going to go beyond petty party tricks. We're going to get you up to speed with your divinity, your birthright as a spiritual being having a physical experience in this magical 3D playground. Now, I'm not going to waste your time with anything that you can go look up on your own. I'm here to give you that which is more difficult to find. And here's the lowdown. If you are seeing particular numbers, you may wish to go ahead and do a search online and see what information comes up and how it may serve you. That is one very valid way to use the numbers. However, I'm going to tell you to maybe hold off and not bother with the nitty-gritty, at least not at first. And by nitty-gritty, I mean, oh, I'm seeing 111. I better go look it up and see what that means. Because then you're putting all of your attention onto that one meaning. And so in a way, you're going to have a tighter perspective. And my goal is to give you a larger perspective, to give you more of the larger picture. Okay, so let's first talk about why you're seeing the numbers. So what are the benefits to seeing the numbers? What is the point of all of it? Why would the universe be throwing synchronicities your way? If I decided to steer clear of a digital clock on any particular day in order to avoid these peculiar synchronicities, the universe would just find more creative ways to bring repeating numbers to my awareness, whether it was on a street sign I happen to look up at, a license plate on a car, or something that comes on over the loudspeaker at a grocery store. The possibilities are endless. And here is how it all impacts you. The first thing it does, it catches your attention and it pulls you out of the routine of your life. The second thing it does, it causes you to ponder if there is any significance to this experience. And that, in turn, opens up a line of thinking into whether there is anything deeper. Is there a deeper meaning behind all of it? It makes you feel as if something mysterious is talking to you. And it makes you ponder whether there is something intelligent behind the scenes wanting to interact with you. It makes you feel a part of something much bigger than you've ever known. And it shows you that there are things going on beyond what we've been taught and beyond what the masses believe. It also opens you up to welcoming miracles and mysteries into your life, therefore enriching your entire life experience. By the way, I'm not saying it's wrong to look into specific messages that have been assigned to the numbers by, say, numerologists, etc. You can certainly do that, and you can certainly reap benefits that can bring. And more on how and why that actually can work for you needs to be discussed at a later time. If you are seeing the numbers now, I want you to understand that first and foremost, you're receiving an invitation from the universe. It's an invitation into a loving and magical partnership, so congratulations. And like I said before, if you haven't seen the numbers yet, they will be coming. They will be showing up really, really soon because you, wanting them to show up, you've actively sent an invitation to the universe to come partner with you. How cool is that? I promised to share personal experiences, so I will just briefly. The numbers started for me in 1995. I had a digital clock on my nightstand, and after going to bed, I began to wake up periodically throughout the night, and I started seeing the 1212, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, and then not till 1010 and 1111, and it would start all over again. And this happened every single night for many months. And I thought, I must have injured my head at some point. Like maybe I hit my head so hard I don't even recall it. And then at some point, some months later, I started seeing the 101, the 202, the 303, 404, 505, and I thought, I must have bumped my head again at some point and misaligned something in there. Everything's just a little askew. But later I realized that it wasn't in my head when I left the house and left the clock behind on my nightstand when the last number was 222. And I go down the road and then a truck passes by and it has 333 printed on its side. And then later on I'm in town, I'm walking about and I hear a stranger say, oh look, it's like exactly, 444. And the next time I look at my watch, I'm ordering takeout and it's 5:55 and I'm really chuffed with myself thinking, well, I saw all the numbers today and I'm not going to see any more until 10:10 tonight. And just moments after saying that, the cashier takes my payment and cha-ching, the digital display shows $6.66 on her display as the cash amount that's due back to me. And I better clarify for anyone who might be offended by that particular number sequence. I see all numbers as positive numbers, and I saw this incident as a cheeky reminder from the universe that no matter what I think, there are so many more possibilities that exist outside of my scope of understanding, and it's really quite brilliant. Okay, I'll share just one more fun experience that happened while I was working with a client. Intuitively, I was picking up on the divine matrix of the universe reaching out to her. I was seeing 1111 in my mind's eye, and I decided to ask her if she had been seeing repeating numbers such as 1111. And she said, yes, I keep seeing 1111, and actually, I'm seeing one right now. I was surprised by this, and I asked her where. She pointed at the ground behind me, so I turned around to have a look. Light was streaming into the room through the window, and on the carpet there was a glowing 1111. This is the picture I took of it. It's pretty interesting. I had never seen this light pattern on the floor before or since then. So the point I want to illustrate is that it begins somewhere, like number sequences on a clock, and then it moves into your surroundings. It doesn't want to stay home, limited to your digital clock display. No. It wants to be engaged with you, going around in your life with you, if you're willing and open to it. The more you are open to it and the more willing you are to see the numbers, the more you're going to see them. And then taking it to the next step is you incorporating your greater acknowledgement and your gratitude when you do see the numbers. What I mean by this is simply in your mind, acknowledge and accept this invitation with a heartfelt gratitude. When you do this, you are basically becoming an active witness and participant. So you are building a friendship, just like you would with like a little bird that kept coming to your window now and again, and you were like, oh, hello there, so nice of you to join me. I do very much like your presence in my world. The acknowledgement, the gratitude, and that certain level of engagement. So by doing this, you'll begin to notice that the universe wants to help you experience more of what you wish to experience. Now, that could be a series all on its own, how to partner with the universe and how to create the experiences you want without the hiccups and the obstacles, but we're not there yet. You will find that after a while, it's not just going to be the numbers that you're seeing. You're going to be getting words, phrases, songs, sentences that answer questions that you had in your mind. You might start receiving hints and internal guidance, etc. Again, this would be another series because there will be new requirements of you as you move forward. Okay, so I'm going to finish off right here and let you all absorb this information. I will be checking your comments and your questions to see how you've liked this video. If you do like this video, then please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want me to go into more depth on these videos and let me know if there's other topics that you're interested in, I'm eager to hear those as well. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.